Marston's Domain.
Hey everyone, Marson here, and today I decided I'm going to talk about this. I've debated making a video on it because I figure I don't really need to talk about it, but I think there's a good amount of people that are curious as to how I feel about this and if I think it's a big deal or not. But I personally don't really care that there's only 5 boards in Mario Party Superstars. But I have a lot more to say than just that blanket statement, so I'm going to give my reasons as to why I don't care, and I'm also going to talk about how I can see why people are upset about it, and just talk about how I feel overall about it. So I'm going to come right out and say that I would love to have more boards. I don't think 5 is a ton, and I think for a series that's been around for as long as it has, there's kind of no reason for it to have less than what the originals had. But at the same time though, to finally get the game that I've essentially been asking for so many years, only having 5 boards just isn't really a problem for me. Because I really do think that as something that's been out for as long as it has, to not get beefier, in a sense, is a little bit lame, because it's just kind of like, alright, well, the first game had 8 boards, the second, third, and fourth had 6 boards, the fifth one had 7, then they had 6 for a while, then they had 7, and then Mario Party 10 had 5, and then Super Mario Party had 4, which, that game only having 4 is still mind-boggling to me. And I know you could easily say, well, Marson, Superstars only has 1 more than Super. But to me, it's the fact that Superstars, to me, is a return to form. This is the game that could launch a whole new restart to Mario Party, and we could be in for a seriously good time for the future of Mario Party. There's a chance that Superstars is a one-off, and we don't get another one like it, but I'm hoping that this game does very well, and they just kind of expand upon it, by making newer ones more like that one, instead of Super. But I would also like to say that when it comes to the 5 boards, we don't really know if that's actually it, because they said 5 boards from the N64. Now, I do think that they are pretty much saying, yeah, there's only going to be 5, but there's a chance that maybe GameCube boards could be coming, and those would just be added later. They could be in the base game, but I don't think they would have worded it exactly like that to then talk about GameCube boards in the game later. They could have, but I feel like if they had any mystique to the wording, if you want to take it literal on how they just said 5 boards from the N64, I think they would have said it that way to be able to say that GameCube boards would be coming as DLC. Whether it'd be free or not, I don't know. I don't even know if we'd be getting it. But there is that chance. And with how Nintendo has been in recent years with adding content over time, there's honestly a really good chance that we could be getting more boards as time goes on. Because even when you look at Mario Golf, they said nothing about DLC courses until E3, and then they just quickly were like, oh yeah, here you go, there's going to be a new Dunk City one, we're going to be adding stuff over time. And it was like, whoa, like this is really cool. And it was like they just did it what felt to be quickly. I don't know, maybe if I go back and look, it wasn't that quick, but it seems like they didn't even really highlight it that much. So there's a chance that we're not only going to have 5. There's even a chance that we won't even have 5 when we get the game. There could possibly be more. Because if there's unlockable boards, I don't know if they would have just outright said how many they have. But times have changed, and there's not always a lot of mystique or mystery with games. We kind of just know pretty much everything before it comes out, so chances are there aren't any unlockable ones. But I'd like to make it clear, and depending on how I edit this, maybe I'll add this in the beginning too, but there is nothing wrong with being critical and giving your opinion on how you feel about this game. If you think 5 boards is ridiculous, then that's how you feel. And I'd like to say too that I definitely think we should have more than 5. But my main point to making this video is that I just can't sit here and be super upset and super pissed about it when I'm so excited for everything around the game that doesn't involve that. I know that you could say, well, Marson, the board is a big part of the game, and it is. But to have a return to form with, from what we know, full online play, tons of old minigames, all in this new HD beautiful looking game, I just can't be upset about it. I would absolutely love more boards, and I really hope that we do get more over time, and maybe even the base game has more than 5. But at the end of the day, if there really is only 5, and we don't get any more through updates or anything, I'm just too happy and excited to be getting the game that I've wanted for years. I have said for so long that they should just take the old games, remaster them, add online play, there you go. And they essentially have done that. Not exactly to a T how I had envisioned it, but it's so close and it's just so exciting to be getting this. And again, it's okay to voice that you're upset about it, that there's only 5 boards. Because if no one says anything, then, I mean, how are they going to know to change anything if they never get criticism? So I totally understand it. It makes me think of the Jerry Seinfeld bit where he talks about how everyone goes to a restaurant and they order chicken and the owner comes by and says, "Hey, how's the food?" And they're like, "Oh, it's good." But they really don't like it, and then they leave and never come back. And then when the place shuts down, the owner's like, "I don't understand. Everyone said they liked the chicken." So if we never said anything and never gave any criticism, then, I mean, we could get a Mario Party game that has 1 board. And they're like, "Here you go." And then no one says anything and we all buy it. So even though I'm repeating myself and trying to make it clear, I am afraid that some people are going to take this the wrong way and think that I'm trying to say that people shouldn't be critical or anything, and that's really not the case. I just think that the level of anger and how it's said, I think, is where the problem kind of comes in, because I feel like some people are like too mad about it. And it's okay to be annoyed and it's okay to be upset. But if you are seethingly mad about 5 boards, then maybe just don't get the game. Because I know that I'm definitely going to enjoy it. And to end off this video, I'll say it again, I would definitely like more boards. I don't think there's any reason that there should only be 5. The first game had 8, and then the next one's had less, which is still strange to me. But for this one to have less than all 3 of the originals, it really doesn't make sense to me. And I feel like if there is a reason to this, I feel like it's just because they knew people would buy the game whether it had 5 boards or not. So instead of trying to make more, they just said, people will be so excited about this, we'll just do 5. Which, I mean, they got me, because I said that earlier. I'm so excited about it, I'm not going to let it bother me. So it was probably a way to just kind of cut on development time, because I really don't think they're going to miss out on sales by having 5 boards. But, like I said earlier, Nintendo has been giving us free updates for quite a bit of games, so the chances of us getting more boards is very likely. I think I'd be more shocked if they did nothing if we're going to compare this game to other games that have come out. Now, if we compare it to Super Mario Party, we're probably getting nothing, but even then, they randomly added online way after Super Mario Party came out, so I wouldn't lose all hope on getting more boards. I think there's a good chance we could, but at the end of the day, I'm super excited about the game. I can't wait to play it. And I hope that if you are someone that's upset about the 5 boards, I hope it doesn't affect how you enjoy the game. But if you're seethingly mad, then I would recommend not even buying it. But that's all I really have to say about this. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about all this. If you enjoyed this and want to support my content, feel free to subscribe. And until next time, I'll see you all later. Take care, everyone.